witches, welcome back. I am doing the March planner overview today, and if you hear little tippy tappies going on, my dog desperately wants to be a part of this video, so she is pacing around behind me while I do this. And I am also going to do an update on my goals that I put in here in the beginning, since we are heading into March. I should have, theoretically, been working on these goals for 2 months and have made some progress, but yeah, we're going to get into that. Here is what we're looking at for March. I love these pages. I think they're so beautiful with the quote and everything on them. And this month's theme is Back to Your Roots. Here we have the correspondences as well as the quarterly moon dates. It also talks about the full moon for the month, when the sun is going to enter Aries, and of course it talks about Ostara. It has all of the moon phases here, as well as a little bit more about the full moon, the new moon, and the sun in Aries. There is a meditation and journal page here all about nature. And this month's flower is the hyacinth, with a recipe here for a grape hyacinth syrup. That's what the month overview looks like. And then we get into the pages here. Now you are watching this on this day, so I already did this, which is a spell suited for a Thursday in a new moon or waxing moon, and that is what we had there. And this is a spell from Ella Harrison's book, and I will link that in the comments as well as her channel, so you can go check her out. But that is a spell that she has, very simple one, using a cord, making 3 knots, doing some tokens on there if you want, to help you move forward in your goals. And you keep it up and it serves as sort of a visual reminder. So if you want to see more about that, I can share that. I don't know if Ella has already shared that on her channel or not, but she has a really great book for beginners. Very accessible and simple spells, but obviously anybody can do them. And then we are heading into the rest of the month. It keeps looking like that. And I have absolutely nothing else filled out. So I absolutely need to get in there and do some planning. But let's take a look back here where I had goals. All right. We'll go in order here. First of all, only mindful spending. Second half of this video is going to be a mini haul that I just went to the Witchcraft store. So, fail. No, I mean, it's all stuff that I thought about before we went there, except for the books. So we're like giving myself a 50% on that one. This one is great. Create a dedicated witchy space. You already saw that upstairs. I worked out my desk area, my little storage area, and so far I really like it. I do want to add some more things that are just like decor pieces, but that will come with time. So that's definitely in progress. Celebrate the seasons. I didn't do anything in particular for in bulk on the day, but I sort of observed the season in general. So I think that's pretty good. Pop culture witchcraft, I have been working on. I have been reading about it, doing some things. I think I'm going to do a patience spell on here on YouTube and show you that is from Charmed, and how that spell from the TV show and everything that's like written in that sort of Book of Shadows page is actually legitimate and would work, and why. So I think that will be up, I don't know, maybe next week or the week after. The Zodiac wardrobe that I talked about. Okay, so 2 things on that. First of all, no, I have not started that because I have not done any work. I mentioned in that first video that I would like to get a little bit closer to my goal weight before I dive into creating a new wardrobe. So I haven't done that because I haven't done any work on my goal weight spells. But I'm going to be picking that up in March. But I have been watching videos on this topic. So the one that I was talking about, I finally found where I got the idea from, and it is, I will link that below as well, and that is from Leafy Dryad, and she had that in a goals video, and it wasn't in like the title of the video, so that's why I could not find it, but I did find it, and she was talking about being a Virgo. So that is, I will link that so you could watch where I got that inspiration from. And then I found a really great video that I will also link by Gabriella Carrillo, and she goes over all of the signs and how you are probably, when it comes to wardrobe and just like the physical way that you look, are probably much more like your rising sign than anything else. And it is so accurate for me. I am Sagittarius rising, and it is so accurate, everything that she says in that video about how Sagittarius look and act and how they would want their wardrobe to come across. So I am going to use that sort of as my inspiration and go from there. And then the final one on there is to take breaks and rest. And this was like the only one that I have really accomplished in the last 2 months. I just took breaks from completely everything. I wasn't on YouTube very much. I completely was off social media. It was so nice to not really check in on Instagram for 2 straight months. I mean, I posted each week when the podcast went live, but otherwise did not do anything on Instagram. And it was so nice to just take a social media break. And I have been doing that in real life as well, reading a ton, playing the Harry Potter video game, just enjoying and like actually taking breaks and resting. So that is everything planner related. Let's take a fun look at the couple of things that I just picked up at the witch store. Let's start with the things that I actually needed and went there for, and then we will dive into the things that I absolutely did not need. So first up are some small candles. I did go there for these colors in particular because they are going to come up on that charmed patron spell, and I was running low on these particular colors. So I figured while I was there, they're only 30 cents a piece, so I just grabbed them. I did actually go for catnip. That was my intention because it is also featured next week, but it is one that I keep on hand and use often, and I just did not have as much of that as I would like. There was like a tiny bit left, so I needed to restock up on that. This is eggshell powder, which is really great in protection magic. I particularly like it this time of year coming up for Ostara. If you are a patron, there is eggshell and egg magic in general in the Ostara ebook. If you're not a patron, I will link that below as well so you can join. And it is specifically in a protection spell bottle in there. So I wanted to pick up some because I don't know when I would or have the time to make my own, and it's pretty inexpensive there, and eggs are so expensive, so I just figured I would grab that while I was there. Things I got and didn't need. First up is gardenia oil. Again, will be in the charmed patient spell, and normally this is something that I would substitute because I don't use it, and I'm fine with making substitutions and finding an oil that would work in place of gardenia oil. But I was just studying gardenia oil a little bit more and reading about it, and it's like, okay, if the store has it, I'm going to pick it up because I can think of other ways that I would like to use it and work with it more, and they surprisingly did. So even though it's a smaller store and their selection, you know, comes in and out of stock, they did have one of these left, so I grabbed that. Books I didn't need at all. There's no reason for me to be buying more books, and I don't usually buy them. I sort of rent them from the library, but my library did not have either of these. So I saw them there, I got them. Heavily influenced by the music that was playing because they were playing a Spotify playlist that was like the best 90s alternative playlist ever or something like that. And it came up with, like, while I was browsing these books and I had like these two in hand, it came up with Bush, Glycerine, and Live Lightning Crashes, which are like two of my favorite 90s songs. And I was like, this is a good sign. These are signs that I should buy these books. Like, no, never do that. I need to wear earplugs. So first up, I got Tea Magic, Spells, Rituals, and Divination in Your Cup. And I mean, it's not like a huge book, but there's a ton of interesting information in here. And I was like, I think I would like to dive more into tea magic because I do use tea magic, tea spells. So this would be useful for me, but I am sort of stuck in my ways with that, and I use them in sort of the same rituals every single time. So I thought this would be a nice thing to read and learn a little bit more about. And this was just completely on a whim. Like, I saw it and I was like, what the heck is steampunk magic? And I read the back of it. And I know that like steampunk for a while had a popular resurgence there. Like I saw like steampunk costumes at Spirit Halloween a couple of years running. So I think it's just popular at this point. But I was like, what is steampunk magic? And I have never seen this topic. I have never seen this book before. It's definitely not at my library. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting it on a whim. It just seems like fun. So I'll let you know. I always do book reviews every month over on Patreon as well. So that is definitely going to appear there and we're going to see how it goes. But those are all the things that I both needed and didn't need. So like 50% fail on my mindful spending goal. But that is everything that I will have for you this week. And I will see you in the next one.